Good morning, America and people across the world. We are at a very, very dangerous time. Yes, my shirt says taxation is both extortion and theft, but so is that and those cameras. Now, I'm a freedom fighter, which means I love my country. I want freedom, limited government, and accountability. And if you think those spy cameras, those photo radar cameras are bad, there's a flock camera that just got installed, and I made a video about it yesterday, about the pedophile who put it up, or terrorist, or coward, or domestic, whatever. He was committing treason. And I posted a video, he's wearing some government shirt. But anyways, that's complaining. So, for the people in the military who are bragging about how you're fighting for our freedom, and you're overseas in the Middle East, which is the earth's butt crack. I don't know why you guys are over there. Oh, for war, politics, whatever. It doesn't matter. But for the boots on the ground, for the American people, for the freedom fighters who honestly love the Bill of Rights and are like, why do we have so many unelected, nobody voted for federal agencies who are a direct violation of what America is about? Freedom, bravery, opportunity. So, this is what I'm going to do. I am well aware. Look at that. Look at that. That's a flock camera right there. See that? That's a flock camera right there. See my face? See it? There's my finger. That's what I have to say. This is tyrannical. This is treason. And I want to see the death penalty for this. I understand you guys are petrified of criminals. Well, more laws, more crime, more law enforcement. It's a decay rate of tyranny. So, how do you fight back? Well, I'm a polymath, which means I'm a curious person and I love to learn, move forward, and study this and study that and make connections in between. The primary goal that I have is I really, really want to see humanity on 3 different planets in the next 75 years. And that is one human lifespan based on current medical research. So as an American, I want more freedom. And in order to have more freedom, you need to keep your brain smart. You need to keep sharp. Now, as you can see, I don't wear any body armor. I don't carry a firearm. Why should I? I mean, when it's completely pointless. We've got so many un-American laws that literally goes against what makes this country great. Now, remind you that a group of polymaths defeated the tyrannical British Empire. We didn't even have a country, but here we are in the fresh land, untamed, ungrounded land, and we defeated an entire world-dominating culture, the British. And then, as the founding fathers, being their intellect and they enjoy research and development and love being human. I mean, hell, Ben Franklin ripped lightning out of the sky. That's pretty cool. I mean, if you're going to do mythology, that's pretty Thor-like, you know what I mean? So our mythology has actual people doing real shit, which is great. So, as a polymath, how are we supposed to get to Mars? How are we supposed to get to Venus? Which are the 3 closest? Which are is it Venus? Mercury? No, Mercury is closer to the sun, so it'll be Venus. Yeah. I'm pretty confident. Anyways, so we're on this land, and we're bragging about freedom. Now, mind you, bravery and fear. What would a coward do? What would an American do? A coward goes, oh my God, that guy's a criminal. Oh my God, that guy's a criminal. He did this, he did that. Wham, wham, wham. We got to swooped up our thing and cry more and put a bigger diaper on, which is the only value of government employment is. I mean, like the IRS should never existed, especially since in 1890, the higher court said it was unconstitutional. And then what, 20 years later, in 1913, and then we got to get off the gold standard, and then we got, I don't know when the ATF popped up, but like seriously, like, oh, okay, well I guess you're the government, you should trust us, trust the government, which means, why do we have that mentality? Well, when the government educates your children and makes you work 40 hours a week, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to do creative things like what I'm doing right now. You technically have to be independently wealthy. And yeah, I am. Now, with that said, in the last 6 years, now it takes, now what kind of degree can you get in 6 years? There's oh, come on, brain. You got the bachelor's, the master's, the doctorate, the associates. So it's associates. I don't know. I don't go to college because I don't like sitting on my ass listening to a teacher get mad over politics, because I want to learn. I want to know. I want to understand what the information I'm in. Example, I've been working on aquaponics probably from 2010 to about 2020, I guess it would be. And in that time, aquaponics is a soilless garden. Think of a garden on top of a fish tank. Well, I wanted to make something cool, because in the food industry, half the food is contaminated with all kinds of genetic modifications. And now we've got fake organic, we got fake lab-grown chocolate. And the FDA, an agency who's supposed to keep our food healthy, you know, like, we've gone, like, why is the FDA, why is our own government putting chemicals into, allowing corporations to put chemicals in our food? The flock cameras. Like, listening to the entrepreneur on that, he sounds like a freaking coward. Possibly a pedophile wanting to watch your children as all this thing is. Now, why is he a coward? Because power to thee, or power to me, not for thee. And it's really starting to feel like China in here. And for the people that are overseas fighting in wars, yes, America is starting to look like China. So why are you overseas? Why are you fighting? Why are you angry? Now, on our side, we've got the politics. We've got the WNBA, who doesn't even understand what the W means. Woman. They're trying to identify, well, what a woman is. If you identify as a woman, then you're a woman. They want the trans, they want this, they want that. And you know what you got? We're getting 2 NBA big guys, possibly low in their careers or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I don't dabble in other people's lives. I just care about the meat and cheese, so to speak. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the meat, the cheese, and the potatoes to make a healthy meal for a better future. You got to have physical fitness, you got to have mental fitness, and you got to have spiritual fitness. Well, fear keeps you weak, keeps you angry, and keeps you limited. Ambition, creativity, awesome sauce. That's how we get our country. Now, like JFK, he was keeping the government accountable. He was trying to hold the government accountable about the deep state, and he got shot the next day. If you want to consider that a conspiracy theory, then I guess you're part of the 80% that got the government vaccine. Because it's only a conspiracy theory when you're holding government accountable for their crimes of treason. So now I understand you bacon bitch motherfuckers couldn't handle constitutional rights because you're in the government. You're creating more agencies that shouldn't be there. You're establishing more reasons to fear in a country that's about bravery, freedom, and opportunity. So what bothers me most about these flock cameras is not only does nobody no American want these, but the government refuses to acknowledge what people really want, which is typical, because that's why we have so many unelected federal agencies. It's just part of the decay rate of America. And it's really sad and embarrassing. So what I have to say is, these flock cameras, sure, they may get you the so-called criminal for jaywalking. And sure, you may get it in the credit score, but remember, this is America. We had a president get shot because he wanted limited government and wanted to travel to the moon. He wanted to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, and got shot when 65 by our own government. Yes, it was Crisis Initiation Association, aka CIA, which is responsible for all kinds of monstrosities. So for the lawyers out there who doesn't understand what freedom means, because none of this would have happened. We have the Second Amendment, and agencies that find that offensive. It's like, oh, well, the Second Amendment, you're going to overthrow and all this stuff. It's like, why are you in the government in the first place? How can you call yourself an American when you're working as a government agent, government employee, which is a direct violation of what America is about? America is for polymaths, people that like to think and learn. Now, mind you, we are a small percentage, and a lot of people don't want to take the time. They just want to get up, go to work, and take care, raise their family or whatever. But how much has the inflation gone up? You guys being your 9-to-5ers or whatever, not saying anything bad, that's your choice. But take in consideration, you don't have time to think. So, you know what? I love my country, and being human means you stand on your feet. Americans die on their feet. Cowards beg on their knees, which is one of the reasons why I don't like the organized religions from the Middle East. I mean, you guys are fighting over sand and politics. So, as an American, there's nothing valuable about the government. We're freedom fighters. And I understand that America has been a spineless coward. I mean, hell, back in 95, when I was going, 95, 96, when I was going to school, boarding school, in between, public school, whatever, the teacher was talking about the awesome sauce about America. And then we got the computers, it was pretty bricky and blocky. I mean, we had the Oregon Trail and the, the Incredible Hulk, where you had to literally type in, bite lip. And I'm like, okay, well, I was looking forward to the comic books and movies having the technology so the comic books will look really good on TV. And now we got the Avengers Civil War that came out about, a decade or so ago, which is amazing. So, we got a lot of awesome powers. We have a lot of superpowers. We're extremely intellect. And these flock cameras is an act of treason. And I'm trying to get healthy food. I'm trying to get healthy planet. Because I know the toxins from the agricultural industry is contaminating and destroying lives. More or less biodiversity. Sterilizing the ocean. And that's my primary industry. That's one of the reasons why I got into aquaponics. But that wouldn't work but aquaponics doesn't fit in an apartment on the 15th floor, because 250 gallons would crash through the floor and onto the next one and on the next one. It'd be a hilarious domino effect. So now we got these flock cameras, and as much as people are fighting over them, like, you sacrifice your Second Amendment, which means we don't have freedom. So when you guys are talking about bravery, freedom, and opportunity, why do you guys keep pissing it away?